Hey, everybody, it is your girl, B Woods, Brandy Woods, coming back for night number 2 for our superhero staff challenge. I'm so glad that you guys are in the place. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Do me a favor. Tonight, I want you to drop what would be your superhero name. I think that I would be bombshell Brandy. Maybe the bold and bodacious. I don't know. But go ahead. Let's play a little game. What would be your superhero handle? Would you be Superwoman? Would you be Spider-Man? I don't know. We probably could be 10-arm director. But listen, I'm so happy that you guys are here with me tonight. Let's let everyone go ahead and get on in, get on in, get on in. But what would be your superhero name? I want to know. I definitely want to know. Give us a few seconds and we'll be getting started. Oh, I see some good ones. I see the encourager, magnificent Maria, the capeless wonder. Oh no, quantum leap Quinta. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The mighty Aaliyah Adams. Good job. Good job. Go ahead and drop what would be your superhero name. I want to welcome all of you. Thank you for coming back for night 2. Do me a favor. Go ahead and tag your accountability partner if you have an accountability partner in childcare. It really doesn't matter to me if they did not see day 1 or not. They can always go back, but I want them here tonight because tonight we're going to talk about something that I really think, not the strawberry flash, I love it. I really think that's going to move our business so much ahead of time because it's going to help us make sure that we can communicate with our staff correctly. I love the ambitions A-star. I love it. I love it. I love it. Fantastic, Francesca. Let me hear it. The other thing I want you to do while we're waiting on everything to get up and running and for Facebook to do its thing, I want you to share this video. Share this video with any childcare owner that you know. Tell them, come on in, get on in. We're going to explore some important information tonight. Thank you, Allison, for tagging co-pastor Keisha. Please take a moment. Tag your childcare family. We want to make sure that nobody misses it. Listen, I know that it's the Tuesday night chicken special. I understand that. But right now, I need you in the place. I need you with pen in hand. I need you with pen in hand. I need you with notebook in hand. And I need you ready. Now, last night, y'all showed up and you showed out. And I'm going to tell you, I had a marvelous time being with you. I had a great time looking at what you learned yesterday. Also, excuse me, guys. I had a great time seeing all of the badges that you learned. So tonight is the night to go higher. Can you put higher in the chat? We're just going to take it a little bit higher. Oh, we're going to take it high. We're going to take it high as the Isley brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire took it on the last versus battle. We're going to take it so high that it's going to be illegal. So who's ready to go higher on night number 2? I know that I am. I am totally excited about tonight. Let me calm down because I'm too excited. One of the reasons why I'm excited about tonight is we're going to talk about something that most of us just never sat down and learned. And we've been doing it in our business and we've been trying to make it work. But the truth of the matter is we just didn't learn it. Right. And so tonight is going to be one of those nights where I feel like your eyes are going to be open. So if you are here in the challenge, I like to go back at the end of the night to see what city and state everybody is from. One of the reasons is totally selfish. I like to travel. And when I go to different cities, I like to host meetups, right? So a lot of times I'll go back to the videos. I'll be like, who's in Georgia? Who's in Mississippi? Who's in Cali? So do me a favor. Go ahead and drop your city and state. Go ahead and give us the goods. Go ahead and drop your city and state because we want to make sure, absolute sure, that we can keep in touch with you when we're traveling all over the world. So go ahead and drop your city and state. Girl is nosy. She wants to know. Oh, Lord. Sarah's from Chicago. That's my second home, girl. That is my second home. So we definitely want to know where you guys are from. So thank you so much for taking a moment and dropping that in the chat. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I see Houston, Texas in the house. Hey, Maryland. I see New Orleans. So if you say New Orleans, you're really not from the South because we got to say New Orleans. I see Memphis, Alabama, Waco. Come on. I see Stanford. Stanford been showing out. Y'all gonna make me come to Connecticut. Y'all in this piece strong. I love it. I love it. I love it. I see Flint. Oh, I see Bryan College Station. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Well, I'm so excited that you guys are on with us tonight. I plan not to disappoint you. I plan to give you all the love and the encouragement that you need on tonight to move your business a little bit further. If you have landed on this page, but you're not signed up for the challenge, do me a favor and go ahead and sign up for the challenge. You can go to Childcare Super Staff and you can sign up for the challenge. That way you can get all of the information in our wonderful challenge pack. Again, tonight, we will be using our challenge pack all the way through. Tonight, we'll be using pages 9 through 19. So if for some reason you don't have your challenge pack printed, you can pull it up on your screen. You can print it later. But I did tonight because I got a request. I put a few screenshots in there for you, but you really, 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 really need to have your challenge pack so you can follow along with us. All right. I think I've given all of the precursor announcements. So, you know, when football teams and basketball teams, when they get ready, they do this little thing and they go side to side. They be like, we ready. That's the only thing I hear in my mind. We ready. Who's ready for the Super Staff Challenge tonight? We ready. Let me see some we readies. Can some of y'all help me out in the chat? I know y'all are ready for tonight, and I am ready for you. Let me go ahead and bring our PowerPoint to the screen so we can get started on tonight. Yeah, we're going to swag and surf in May when we get to the Child Care Millionaires Retreat. Y'all need to come ready to swag, surf. I'm talking about, I swag. I'm telling you, we're going to have a lot of fun. And then some of you like, Brandy, what is swag and surf? Girl, we will teach you. We will teach you. We will teach you. Have no fear. So listen, guys. You are now in the creating the superhero childcare staff, right? And this is night number 2. And night number 2 is still about the director and the owner. And I know like many of you are saying, Brandy, I still need to know how to control my staff. I need to know how to get them in shape. Well, you can't get them in shape until you get your own self in shape. So tonight we're going to learn part 2 about you. Then on tomorrow, which is day 3, well, today we're going to learn about supercharging your staff with a meeting routine. Tomorrow we're going to talk about identifying leaders. And then on Thursday we're going to talk about hiring. And on Friday we're going to talk about doing evaluations. This is not a week where you want to like slack off. You want to come ready to go every single night because guess who's going to be ready? I'm going to be ready. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brandy Woods, affectionately known as the Millionaire Midwife and your child care success coach. I have 20 years in education. I absolutely love what I do. I started my daycares back in 2013 after being in the public school system for too many years. And when I learned how they were tracking our kids to prison and how just public education just has some nasty dark holes, I realized to really help the children that I loved and the community that I love, I needed to start working with children a lot earlier. I am also the mother of a special needs child. So for me, that is very important. I've set in enough arts to know that there are not enough safe spaces for kids that have any type of disability or special need. So I am an advocate. You hear me? An advocate for those children. I definitely have the belief to believe big, expect big, and to do big. This is my mantra. But for me, big means to believe in God, right? And I believe that I'm sent here to do three things: to motivate. And if I've ever motivate you, go ahead and type motivate in the chat. Go ahead and type motivate in the chat. The second thing I feel like I'm put on this earth to do is educate. It's to educate. If I've ever educated you, I've ever taught you anything, put educate in the chat. And the last thing that I feel like I'm created to do is to produce. What do I want to produce? I want to produce the life that I want. I want to produce profits in my business. I want to produce relationships. If I've ever proved that I was a producer, go ahead and put produce in the chat. So listen, guys, it is time to create your child care super staff. And I ain't playing with you tonight. The reason why I'm not playing is because we got work to do. We got work to do to make sure that our businesses are ran well. We got work to do to make sure that we can live the life of our dreams. We got work to do to make sure that we're financially secure. But we also have work to do to make sure that we are being the most impactful that we can be in our community. And that is super important. So the way that you do that is you create your own super staff. It is time to share the cake, right? We want to share the cake. We don't want to be the only one with a red cape running around our child care center. It is time to share the cake. So I have 3 goals in this challenge. The 3 goals are very, very clear. One is to support you in creating a super staff. Like when you leave this 5-day challenge, I want you to have the tools to put the right people in the right place in your business. Number 2, I want to help you to reclaim your time. Can anybody remember how much time I said an owner director should be working in their business a day? And really, you're going to get to a point where you're not even working that much. But does anybody remember how much time I told you I wanted you to allocate? Because this is important to me. Sometimes we need a framework. We need a framework so we can adhere to it. So we'll know, there you go, Kimberly, 4 to 6 hours. And you should be able to go in and assess just on a normal day. I'm not talking about one of those crazy days. On a normal day, you should be able to go into that center 4 to 6 hours. Or there should be days where you don't have to go at all. But no matter what, your staff can run optimally behind you. We want that Ruth Chris, at least the Chick-fil-A staff, right? My pleasure. And the last thing, I want to help you increase the effectiveness and the efficiency of each center, right? I don't want any center leaving here and you're still operating, well, my mama would say raggedy. How many of you know you're riding dirty out there? It's a little rough. It's a little rough out there. We don't want you to leave feeling rough. What you need to do to make sure that you're successful is grab your challenge pack. I think we have successfully got challenge packs out to everyone. I emailed everyone. Now, if you emailed me in the last 2 hours, no, I did not. But if you bought a challenge pack, please look in your spam or promotion folder before you reach out to us, because 90% of the time it's there. Then there are times where some people put their email address in wrong, or your email service denies our email. And those are the people, once you email us, we get them right out to you. Just reply with your receipt, reply back to us. with the email that you receive your receipt, and we will get it to you expeditiously. The next thing I want you to make sure you do is sign up for our text group. Y'all know what I'm talking about, Tanika. They just raggedy. Sign up for our text reminders. The text reminders will let you know when we're doing something, when I'm going live over the next few days. So you definitely want to sign up for the text reminders, because I'm also going to be sending out some love via the text reminders a little bit later this week. And I'm not telling you what the love is, but make sure that you are signed up. Londa, please, if you haven't inboxed me, please just reply to the email with your receipt, and we will get that to you as soon as possible. We definitely will get that to you. All right, so let's talk about our badges. We dropped our badges. In the group. Day 1 has 2 badges. Day 2 has 2 badges. And we want you to earn those badges. The badges just signify that you are doing the work that you need to do. So please make sure that you drop those badges in the group with what you learned from that activity. Be a part of Badge Game. Hashtag Badge Game for all of you. I saw some people posting today. And in just a second, some of you are going to get a little bit of surprise. We're going to have 2 new badges, right? We have 2 super badges. And that's the I'm going to retreat badge. And some of you are already going to retreat, but we are going to reopen registration to retreat this week. And we also are going to be having a boot camp that we're going to talk about tomorrow, about our superhero boot camp. So some of you will be earning this badge. And we had a little Q&A today for those of you who popped in the group. We had a little Q&A today, and we talked a little bit about the boot camp. So I can't wait to give you all the information. But this is what y'all are saying. Is Deborah on tonight? Hey, Deborah. Deborah said, I'm taking a hard look at what all I do. No wonder I need a vacation. How many of you out there need a vacation? I'm focused on what needs to be done. And this is so important. Sometimes when we really take an assessment of where we are, we immediately see that we're going to have to make some changes. Diamond McKenzie was the first person that I saw on live tonight. Diamond, are you there, Diamond? Are you there? Diamond says, Day 1 challenge is fire. It renewed my passion. Can't wait to see what the rest of the week holds. Diamond, thank you for showing up for yourself. Rachel, are you out there, Rachel? Rachel says, I love the class. It was an informative presentation, and I learned that I was not supposed to be working more than 6 hours as an owner. Come on, girl. And must also have an assistant and a manager. We'll definitely attend the class tomorrow. I'm so happy, Rachel. Hopefully you're out there. Yeah, she says yes. Darby, and most of us know that Darby wears her own cape, but she is such a supporter and a family of childcare millionaires. I love her so much. Level 5 leadership. What I learned tonight was the importance of playing our positions. I'm perfectly okay with playing my position, because the greater reward for me is watching the Lord's vision take place in our community through you all. Darby helps so many centers, and we're going to be talking about her services on Thursday. Because of the greater reward, I'm mission driven and inspired to continue to improve and inspire others to play their role as the visionary and lead our children. Well done, Brandy. Thank you, Darby. Let's keep growing. And I love the $7 to $15. Listen, we cannot be $7 chicks. No 7-figure chicks, right? We are 7-figure chicks, excuse me, not $7 chicks. So thank you, Darby. Sarah said, Brandy, I needed to be here tonight. I'm beyond thankful for the information, and I'm so looking forward to tomorrow. Sarah, are you there? Come on, Devette. Devette says, I'm still doing a bit of the 3 roles in my business that I really should be passing off. Questions 1 through 10 made me think differently about what really needs to be done and documented so someone else can do it. Come on, y'all. So someone else can do it. Someone else can't do it if you don't document it. Who is ready to document their processes so they can get the help you need? If so, you are going to love what we're going to be doing in the boot camp. I also, knowing my place in my business and where I want to be. I have a lot of work ahead of me, but I am ready. She's ready. Oh, Brittany. I learned I can't do it all. I can stop right there. I need to define every role that I have a desire to have in my business and then define my role. Setting boundaries is huge, right? Guys, please set boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, you're going to be doing everything every day. My boundaries won't let me do that. Quinta said, transparent moment. Boss Chick, sis, connecting with this amazing group of membership, I had to make changes. I've been cut, gave the duck lips, rolled my necks and eyes, did the bye Felicia, cried, threw tantrums, kicked, screamed, hollered, etc. But God, wow, what a difference the change has made. I'm not where I want to be, but I sure ain't where I used to be. Go ahead, girl. This is a condensed version of my testimony. I'm now striving daily in becoming. Thank you so much. Brandy Woods is my modern day Harriet Tubman. That is crazy to me. Thank you so much. She has an invisible pistol, and this is right, making sure that we come out of being a slave to our business. Listen, I have the pistol and I have the feet. I'm ready to emancipate you guys out of your businesses so you can do the other things that you want and live a fulfilled life. So listen, guys, I have some grand prizes for you. Make sure you're showing up. I am taking note. Our most engaged people will win these 3 prizes: a laptop, an Apple Watch, and an Echo Dot. We want you to have everything that you need to make your business thrive. But along with those gifts, we have some prizes every day. And today we're going to be giving away our two people, our pre-K toolkit. So be listening for the keywords. So let me tell you guys about the keywords. I will give 3 keywords. Somebody give them the instructions. I will give 3 keywords today. Please do not type them in the chat. At the very end, just write them on your piece of paper. At the very end, I will give you instructions on where to put the keywords. And then I will choose. We've already randomly selected the number. And I will choose those 2 people. All right? Stay to the end. Do not put the keywords in the chat, please. All right. For those of you who don't win the pre-K toolkit, it was offered to you. But here's the link if you're interested. So let's get to day number 2. All right. Keyword number 1. Getting the most out of your challenge. You need to set your alarm so you can be here every day at 7:30, right? You need to have your challenge pack, do your assignments, do your badges, join the conversation, right? You need to do all of that. I'm about to give keyword number 1. Are you ready? Keyword number 1 is superhero. Keyword number 1 is superhero. Last time, do not write it in the chat. We will tell you at the end what to do with those words. Keyword number 1 is superhero. Over the last year, it's been a year since the pandemic. Over the last year, we have done 5 amazing things. And I was thinking about it last night, and I just wanted to take a minute to highlight it. Last April, this time, we were doing the Old Happy Day Summit. And then we did the Back to School Summit. Then we opened the Childcare Accelerator. Then we did the Plan Your Childcare Year Challenge. And now we're here with the Creating Your Childcare Super Staff. So many of you have asked me, Brandy, like, I'm new to Childcare Millionaires. What are some of the things you do? So I wanted to just highlight it really quick before we go into day number 2. We do have a membership. I don't want you to join the membership until tomorrow. Some of y'all have asked me about it. You can join today, but on tomorrow, I am going to show you how you can have it all. So we do have a membership, and in that membership, we do all of these wonderful things. I'm not going to go through all of them tonight. You can take a screenshot of this page because I'm really ready to get to number 2. And Yolanda, the badges are in the group. There's a post, and it's at the top. And so I don't want to stay here, but I do want you to know that we'll tell you guys more about the membership tomorrow. And I got a million messages today about what's this retreat y'all are talking about. In May, I'm inviting you guys to Houston to our Childcare Millionaires Retreat. Again, wait until tomorrow. We'll be talking about all of this crazy stuff. But I wanted to just put the information out there today so you guys can take a screenshot and at least go and look at it if you choose to. If you choose to. All right. So let's get down to, I'm going to have to click through. I had a little technology issue. I normally am using 2 screens. Today, I am using 1 screen, but my other laptop is coming up. So give me 1 second. And we're going to, okay, what happened? Okay, there we go, day 2. Give me 1 second, and then hopefully I'll be able to come from 2 devices. It makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. How many of you have been big frustrated when it comes to communicating with your staff? You're like, I'm saying the same things all the time, or are they not getting what I'm saying? Or didn't we just go over this? How many of you literally are experiencing some frustration from your staff? You're experiencing true frustration from your staff. You're like, I know that we covered this. I know that you heard me. You even gave them a handout. You even made them sign, the agenda so you know that they were there. But you still, are not receiving the results that you want from your staff. Okay. So if I gave you a solution, my question is, would you use it? If I gave you a solution, would you use it? This is what I find with most childcare owners. We rarely, and I do mean rarely, when I consult with anyone, they're rarely meeting with their team intentionally on a routine basis. So I just want to know, if I give you the goods, if you're going to use it. I'm going to stop sharing the screen for just a moment. So a few years ago, I took a lot of trainings on organizational leadership. And the one thing that I can tell you about just being in leadership for a long time, being a principal, being a curriculum director, being an assistant superintendent, that upper management, they meant so much. I was like, oh my God. But then what happened was the information stayed up here and it never fell down to the bottom. It never fell down to the bottom. Like, how many of you like, I have a vision for my business, but why aren't people getting it? I have goals for my business, but why are people not working like I'm working? If this is causing you frustration, then you're in the right place. I took this workshop and it totally changed my life. I always share with you guys books and references, and the reason why is because I don't want you to think I make everything up out of my mind. I went to school for 12 years to learn all of this good stuff, and I've been in business for myself over 20 years. And one thing is true. Everybody's team is jacked up because of communication. Literally, the only thing that rings true is that people just want to be a better communicator. And they just want people to do what you ask them to do, right? You're like, man, why can't you just do what I'm asking you to do? And some of the responses you get, oh, I didn't hear that. Have y'all ever got that response? Oh, I didn't hear that. Or better yet, after you had an hour meeting, you see people huddled up and saying, what did she say we were supposed to do? I'm saying kill me. Like hashtag kill me. Has that ever happened to y'all? Like, and then they're like, oh, I think she said, you just left out of a meeting with me. Why? And the reason why, guys, you guys are feeling so frustrated is because there's a communication gap, right? There's a communication gap. Can y'all put that in the chat? This communication gap is where all of your profit is. It's where all of your productivity is. It's where all of your freedom is. It's in that communication gap. Y'all look down there. Hey, I want my stuff. It's the communication gap that makes you send out text at 6 o'clock in the morning because you're not sure if such and such heard you. It's the communication gap that makes you come in your center with your purse on your arm and just want to leave back out because you're like, didn't we change this yesterday? Right? So you have a full understanding of what you want to see, but there is a breakdown between what you're saying and what they're hearing. There's a lack of clarity in the communication. And guess what clarity brings? Clarity brings cash. C-A-S-H. So when you have a lack of clarity, you have a lack of cash. When you have a lack of clarity in your business, you have a lack of flow. When you have a lack of clarity in your business, you have a lack of time. So I'm going to ask you again. I want you to be very honest with me. If I give you a solution, are you going to use it? Because a part of the problem is not that we're not saying something, we're just not saying something where it's well received. I used to tell the teachers that I coach, it's not what you teach, it's what they learn. It's not what you say in your business, it's what they do. What did they catch? What did they understand? So if you're talking and if the result is confusion instead of clarity, you have this communication gap. Who's ready to close the gap? Who's ready to close the gap? Right? Because in that gap is all of your solutions, like Aaliyah said. In that gap is all of your extra money. Oh, Miss Woods, I thought you said we were not enrolling. No, I said we were trying to enroll 10 kids. Oh, Miss Woods, somebody called. I don't remember what they said. That could have been a grant. That could have been a new parent. But for so long, the communication in your company has been so dysfunctional. Now you don't just have dysfunctional communication, you got dysfunctional people that are holding secret meetings, private conversations that are literally destroying your business from the inside out. Well, what did she say? Well, I don't know what she said. Well, let's do it this way. This is how we always did it. Why is she changing stuff? I don't know. Even your leaders, this is the way they're communicating to your staff. I don't really know why Miss Woods wants to do it, but Miss Woods said, so this is what we're going to do. The communication is already toxic. So now you have people confused on, do I really do this or don't I do it? So not only do you have confused people, you have toxic people giving communication in your business. But now I gotta step back. If you're know this is your situation, just say ouch. Just say ouch. If you know this is your situation, just say ouch. I have a solution for you. Many of us never taught our directors or our team leads how to hold a meeting. They don't even know how to hold a meeting. Better yet, they don't know how to communicate your vision because you don't know how to communicate your vision. And unfortunately, sometimes we can hire a rock star that we hire up that's better than us, but most of the time, we're hiring people that we're having to pour into. So if you are having a communication gap, they're going to have a communication black hole. Because the communication is not going to get better with them just because you have an extra communicator. It's going to get more flustering, more confusing, because now people don't even know who to listen to. So we're going to go back to our PowerPoint, but you have to promise me that you're going to take good notes. And you have to promise me that you're going to do your homework so we can bridge this communication gap. I'm going to share that. So day 2 is all about executing the perfect huddles, meetings, and trainings. And one of the things we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the difference, because a meeting is not a training. And some of you guys have it all mixed up, and this is what's causing confusion in your business. You're going to need pages 9 through 19 in your challenge pack. All right. So frustrated. What does it mean to be frustrated? To feel distress, annoyance, especially because of the inability to change or achieve something. What are we trying to change or achieve? We're trying to achieve this fully functional business, right? But the truth of the matter is we have so many frustrations and dysfunctions that it's hard for us, and we feel like we can't achieve it the way that it is. So we all want a little help, right? It's like, okay, Brandy, help me out. So let's first of all just talk about how to motivate your staff. Some of our staff are just totally unmotivated. And their lack of motivation results in a very watered down version of your childcare program. It results in less energy, less independence, less self-efficacy. Self-efficacy means their feeling of being able to impact change. And what you end up having is like drones, like people who are just like dead bodies is what I call them. So here's some ways to motivate them. One, giving praise that they earn, not just praise for the sake of giving praise. I want to correct this. Not for the sake of giving praise, but praise because they earned it. And if you look in your challenge pack, I give more information about this. Encourage autonomy. And what does autonomy mean? Say, hey, this is your classroom. These are the frameworks that we want you to follow. Or this is your kitchen. This is the framework we want you to follow, but we want you to be thinkers. How many of you're like, do they even think? Or they just to the point where they're doing what they think they heard you say? But what if you really had some more brains in your organization? Now, a lot of you have hands, right? A lot of you have hands, but a lot of you don't have brains. Kim, there's a link at the bottom, and you can get your challenge pack with that link. Treat them with respect. How many of us, like, we're not even respectful to our staff? We come in, we don't speak. We come in, we have half of an attitude. Instead of addressing problems correctly with them, we use sarcasm. How you doing today? Well, I would be better if the building was clean. Oh, good morning, Miss Woods. What's good about it? Why are these kids running around everywhere? Right? Allow honest criticism. Sometimes we don't want to listen to our staff, and sometimes they really do have the solution, or they really identified a problem in our program. But we've taught them not to have a voice, and we've taught them not to have a brain. We've taught them to see no evil and speak no evil. And that's why some of you keep hiring the same dead bodies, and you keep hiring the same dysfunctional, toxic people. It's because you know in yourself there's some things you need to change about your center. And you know if you hire these people, they're not going to say much. But if you hire this person, then you're going to have to get it right too. And sometimes you got to get to a point where you got to hire another brain. It's great to have hands. I'm telling you guys, it's great to have those technicians, but you got to have managers too. And many of you have technicians, but you shy away from creating real managers in your business because you don't really want to hear your ugly. So it's like, see no evil, hear no evil, do no evil. But the fact of the matter is there's some things that you need to see, and there's some things that you need to hear, and there's some things that collectively as a team you need to do. But nobody can talk to you. So they're not motivated to help you fix anything because you don't listen to them. I'm not really looking at the chat tonight. I hope it's good. Look, I'm listening. I can't wait to respond. But so we got to get past that. Then you have to ensure a healthy work life. Some of the reasons why you guys have toxic centers or unhealthy centers is because you allow people to do a lot of gossiping. You don't make your objectives known. And even when you do make them known, you don't hold people to them. Or you'll say something like, well, I'll just do it. How many of you in the last 3 months this year, I ain't gonna even talk about 2020 because we had to do a lot of things. How many of you in 2021, instead of making the person who you gave the task do it, how many of you said, I'll just do it? Forget it, I'll do it. Is that you? How many of you have said that I'll do it? So if you're doing that, you're creating lazy people. Or a healthy work environment. They didn't do it, but you told everybody else that they didn't do it. Girl, you know Sarah didn't do this. Can you believe that Sarah didn't do this? Now, didn't you hear me tell Sarah? But the person you did not go to was Sarah. Oh, Lordy. This chat is burning up. Then you have to be fair. What does being fair look like? Being fair looks like you don't put all of the work on your 1 or 2 great technicians and managers. Being fair looks like, how you schedule people. Being fair means how you reward people, how you recognize them, how you praise them, how you listen to them, how you hear the whole story out, right? That's what being fair is about. And then let's go ahead and talk about the mighty dollar. I am not encouraging you. Listen, Arlene, Monica, Yasmin, Leah, Zeverly, Tanika, Stacy, Samantha, Quinna. I'm not encouraging anybody to pay people more who don't do their job, but you have some people that have been doing the job for you, and you will hire someone else and pay them more because you need that someone else. But the person who's been there for you, you won't give them a raise. People shouldn't have to ask you for a raise. Now, I'm probably going to lose about half of my viewers because I'm just telling you what's right. It's just like you. Would you stay on the job 2 years, 4 years, and you never got a raise? You know people coming in are making more than you. That's not going to motivate you to do better. You're going to start saying, oh, and then she wants me to train them. And this is why you have unmotivated staff. Darby says I'm speaking the truth. Leah says I've been guilty of that. Right? Sherry says it's true. So who is responsible for changing this? Only you. When you look in your challenge pack, I put a little bit more information about each of these ways to motivate your staff. But the real reason why I wanted to talk about this is if you start these meetings without addressing these 7 things, you're going to have some pushback. But I'm going to tell you, do it anyway. And the reason why you got to do it anyway is because you're just going to have to go ahead and confront that there are some things in your business that you need to fix. And that's one of the first things I would say to my employees. I would not say, I've been to this challenge and I'm about to change the world and you're going to get right, blah, 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 blah. The first thing you need to do to be fair is to say, you know what, we've all missed the mark. And I really want us to get to a place where we have a healthy work environment and everyone understands exactly what they need to do. And we want to reward you for your efforts. This is why I do longevity bonuses. Every quarter, if you make it the whole quarter, you're going to get a bonus from me. Why? Because I know it costs more for me to hire a new person. Why? Because if you earn it and you're doing what I'm asking you to do, it's worth giving you that bonus. Why? Because I know that people are motivated by money. I know this. You know, it's not a secret to me. I'm motivated by it. So there are 2 types of motivation, extrinsic and intrinsic, right? Let me give you guys a moment to kind of just look at this slide real quick. And tell me in the chat, which one do you think is more powerful? Which one do you think is more powerful? Yeah, I like bonuses, but my people have to earn them. We give longevity bonuses. We have a staff retreat. We have a trip. They can earn perks on their trip. So we do our trip in the end of July. They'll be able to earn a massage on their trip. They'll be able to earn a room by themselves on the trip because we put them to a room. They'll be able to earn a private room on the trip. They want those things. And they work for them. And what happens is they don't leave. But truly, extrinsic means the motivation comes from outside of us, like these things I'm telling you to do. Intrinsic is like it's inside of you. Most of us, we're intrinsically motivated, right? And that's why we're the boss. That's why we are the directors, and that's why we are the owners. And it is the most powerful motivation. But I'm telling you, extrinsic motivation works, right? The thing you have to be careful about is if you're using it in a way that you're training people, that's the only way they do their job. So if you're going to use extrinsic motivation and bonuses and gifts and prizes and gift cards and special recognitions and lunch with the boss, all of these things, massages, I say do it because you can write it off. Do it. I have a budget just for motivation and bonuses. I have a budget every year. I know that, hey, we can spend $30,000 on retreat, bonuses, and raises based on our enrollment. However, I know that because I've done my budget. So if you're not in the membership and you don't know how to work your budget, don't start saying you're going to put $30,000 to the side and be like, well, Brandy said, no. Don't do that. We save for these things because we know that We want our staff to have a 401k. That's extrinsic. We want to take our staff on a trip every year. That's extrinsic. But in order for us to do that, we got to be able to keep our enrollment up, right? We got to be able to meet our standards. And so that's why sharing with your staff your goals and how it benefits them to reach the goals is so important. So we do want people to be self-motivated, but it don't hurt. All of us are motivated by things that we get. We're motivated when we exercise if we look better. We're motivated when our husbands give us a gift or tell us, dinner was good. We'll cook again or buy again. We're motivated by things. So don't expect for your employees to only be motivated by their check. Girl, please stop that. Well, I pay them, so they should just do what I say. Stop that. When somebody was paying you, you wanted that motivation too. You didn't want Christmas to roll around and nobody said, thank you, Brittany, for doing a good job. Thank you, Rachel, for showing up. Thank you, Monica. You wanted that. You wanted that from them, right? So you gotta plant that seed. Thank you, Maya. You gotta plant that seed, because then it feels good when you reach a goal. How many of you, like, when you reach a goal, it just feels good? Like, you're like, man, I did that. Like, girl, did you see me? You're in the mirror. Like, this is why I absolutely love this show called Insecure. Issa Rae is the main character, because Issa talks to herself in the mirror. She's like, girl, you did that. Yes, you did. You did good. That's intrinsic, right? So I was in the mirror last night. I was like, we did that, Brand. Come on, girl. We did great. And that was, no one had to tell me that lives were impacted, because I was impacted by the words that were coming out of my mouth. But most of your staff, they haven't reached that level yet. So we have to set up ways that are fair to motivate our staff. I'm moving on from motivation. Let's get to this meeting. Keyword number two is motivation. Keyword number two is motivation. One of my favorite Destiny's Child members, Miss Kelly Rowland, had a song. It said, let me be your motivation. She was extrinsic motivation, right? That outside factor, right? She said, let me be your motivation. So listen, guys, I wanted to cover that before we talk about the meeting. So the first thing I want to talk about and I want to discuss with you is, what's the difference between a meeting and a training? Because it's different. What's the difference between a meeting and a training, and what's the same, right? And I have this little chart inside of your challenge pack. They should both be intentional, but they're very, very different. So just drop in the chat, what do you think is your definition of a meeting? What's your definition of a meeting? And how is that different from a training? I'm going to give you guys a second. Because a meeting and a training is different. They're very, very different. But sometimes we don't see them as different. Well, who knows that they're different? When you think about it with your staff, you say, oh, we're going to have a meeting, or we're going to have a training, or is it the same? Let me know. So information goals, meetings are where you gather information, trainings are where you taught something. Okay, meetings to inform, trainings to provide knowledge, meetings go over important information, trainings teach you how to do something. Okay. I love it. Um, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, but you're spot on. So, yeah, that's the smallest I can make it. That's good though. I want to pull up some of these comments because these comments are really good. Meetings is to cover business and trainings to educate on the skill, information, training and updates. Meetings is sharing information, training is educating. Both offer valuable information. Okay, that is true. A training is where I'm showing you how, what, when, why. I want you to take that I out, Joyce, and I want to say a training is where my team is showing you. Training is learning about a process or way to do something. You guys are doing awesome. So, a meeting is disseminating information, and you're basically saying, this is what I want you to know. This is what I want you to know. A meeting is what I want you to know. A training is about disseminating a new behavior. This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. So I'm going to go back one. I want for you to take a screenshot. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Delete. I want you to take a screenshot of this so you'll have it. So here are some things. This is kind of how you can break it down. Here's some information that we give. We give information about how to build a team. And meetings definitely grow team, right? It gives everybody a chance to talk through things. Meetings create clarity. Meetings, you can review KPIs and goals. You can create KPIs and goals. You can set or review priorities. You can solve a problem in a meeting. You can create a plan in a meeting. You can monitor a plan in a meeting. You can create an SOP. That's what I want you to know, right? You can monitor SOP. You can do people management, right? And you can do event information. We're having this, and this is the information on it. On the other hand, training is about behaviors. I'm introducing a new expectation. So I'm going to train you on that expectation. Right? I am going to show you how to use a new program. I am going to show you how to carry out any task, how the standards look in our center, how to manage your students, how to communicate, how to create a lesson, how to manage a classroom. So my question to you is, have you been doing these at the same time, or have you been doing them separate? Have you been doing them at the same time, or have you been doing them separate? I'm going to go back. Someone said that they wanted this clip. Have you been doing them at the same time, or have you been doing them separate? switch screens on y'all just for a second. Give me 1 second. I made a little switcheroo because I want to be able to see something. Some people said they've been doing it at the same time. Some people said separate. Depends on the day. Now, that was probably the best answer thus far. It depends on the day. I love it. So this is the thing that we need to really address so we can address the elephant in the room. If you are doing this at the same time, on the same day, then essentially you're confusing your staff, right? And that's what we want to get away from. We want to get away from confusing our staff. So this is what it needs to look like. So we've been doing that. It's just like, oopsie, sorry about that. Let me get my life together. I truly apologize. So the key to an effective meeting training is reviewing the decisions, the actions, and the meeting cadence. So what does that mean, and how does this look, Brandy? The most important part of your meeting is the last 5 minutes, but what we normally do in the last 5 minutes of our meeting, we normally are ran out of time, and we don't recap the last few minutes of our meeting. That's just kind of what normally happens. So in making sure that we are reviewing the decisions, the actions, and the cascading messages, we are leaving behind that meeting after the meeting. Y'all just hate this. You hate once you leave a meeting, you already know that another meeting is inciting. Like, you already know that before you even leave, that I used to make an announcement. No meeting. Right. I want you to ask me right now. I don't want you to talk about it later. I want you to ask me right now if you have a question. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, type a 3 in the chat. If you can hear me, type a 3 in the chat. Okay, I'm going to wait a second. Okay, I'm going to wait a second because some people said they lost sound. Okay, you got me? All right, guys. Okay, good. I don't want to go on. I was saying, how many of you pretty much know that most of the time there's going to be a meeting after the meeting? And because of this meeting after the meeting, you feel this sense of frustration. So I really want to help you with this, because I don't want you to feel this sense of frustration. And I definitely don't want you to feel like it's okay for people to not ask you, the person who is doing the meetings or the trainings, for clarification, because this is where it gets to be a problem. When we have all of these people having all of these separate conversations. So one of the things that I want you to empower yourself with is 3 tools. And these 3 tools are going to help you every single time you have a meeting, right? Every single time you have a meeting, these 3 tools are going to help you. So after you have a meeting or training, you need to make a decision. Even if it's a training, And the decision is clear. What did we say we were going to do? What did we say we're going to do? This is how I need you to end every meeting or a training. So if it was a training on lesson plan, you want to say, hey, let's go over our decisions today. What do lesson plans do? When do blah, 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 blah. And then you also want to go over your actions. What are you going to do to fulfill the decision? Okay, so you have a meeting about the summer program and you are restructuring the classrooms. And this is a meeting, not a training. And at the end, you're like, well, who was going to teach what? No, we're going to clarify by saying what we're going to do. What did we say we were going to do? We're going to restate it. And then what are our actions? What are we going to do to fulfill this decision? And the last thing, you are going to give a message for them to say. How is the team communicating this decision? Because what you're not going to do is say, Miss Wood said, oh, no, we decided this as a team. So my cascading message sounds like, we are restructuring our classes for the summer. And this person has this group, this person has that group, this person has that group. And the cascading message is what you disseminate. That is what you hold people to. So, Brandy, how does this actually look in a meeting? Okay, so we're going to go over that in just a second because we got to hit this. We're not leaving. We're not doing another meeting for them to have a meeting after the meeting. We're not doing another training for them to be looking at them and saying, what they said, girl, when they coming around, what we supposed to do? Because that is confusion, not clarity. And we want clarity. So the first thing you need to do is have a meeting cadence. So you need to decide when you're going to meet with your team. You can't just pop up and say, oh, we're meeting today at 12. They're not prepared and you're not prepared. No meeting in the ladies' room. No, stay out the ladies' room, right? So one of the things that people like to do and respond to better by research is they want to know when they're having a meeting. So even if you give a 24-hour notice, that's better than saying, with the stank face. Put your stank face. I'm just in here thinking, we gonna meet today. Get your little lunches done and we're gonna have to meet about this. It's gonna be some changes. That is not the attitude that you can go into a meeting. That is toxic. Even if you feel that way, you need to talk to yourself in the mirror and be like, these people tripping. I'm gonna get it straight. Yes, we're gonna do it. But when you talk to them, you want to say, hey guys, there's some things I really want to address with you. We're going to be meeting tomorrow. If you have anything you think we need to discuss at that meeting, go ahead and shoot me an email or a text. Because if you're talking to them like this, and that's your demeanor, maybe you're not doing it with your hands, but every time someone says something, your eyes, we already talked about this. If this is your body language, you're entering into the meeting toxic. And you know why you enter into the meeting toxic? Or you say, yeah, I'm going to train y'all today because clearly y'all don't know what y'all doing. Right? You know why you're entering in the training toxic? Because you don't have a set time to train and to meet. So you're meeting reactively and not proactively. So where is the leader in that? Where you just reacting to everything that happens. So if you come into a meeting like, what happened this morning? And your face like this and your hand like this, you're giving that, you're putting into the atmosphere something that you're going to get back. So here is how I suggest you meet. And then I'm going to go over the agenda with you. So I suggest you have daily check-ins. And this can be only with your admin team if you need it to be. Just a standing huddle meeting, or it can be with your whole team at nap time before you guys cross over and just get a post on the business. How's everything going today? Blah, 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 blah. And if there are any major issues that are brought up during that huddle, just note them for your next weekly meeting, right? Or if it's something that one person has a problem with, go ahead and solve it for them. Don't let them suffer in silence. Okay? Number 2, you need a weekly meeting. And I know this is hard. How many of you do not meet weekly? I'm going to say that I'm guilty of this. I may skip a week, but it's hard for me to skip more than a week. But I don't skip a week often. How many of you do not meet weekly? Even if it's just with your admin team, you do not. Just put no in the chat. Just be honest. If you're not meeting at least weekly, that means when you do meet, you're giving so much information. It's like you're throwing up on them. It's like, it's like, and they're like, oh, this is disgusting because it's too much. It's not fair. Don't do that. So you want to meet with your team weekly, and I think you should also meet with your admin team at least weekly. And then you should have a monthly meeting, even if it's just with you and one other person, that like your key people. You should have a monthly meeting where you review your KPIs, and KPIs are just key performance indicators. We'll be talking about setting those up during the boot camp. We can't talk about it during the challenges, but your center should have goals, and KPIs are just goals, key performance indicators. So you may want to review your staffing. You may want to review your enrollments. You may want to review your call-ins, what teachers are calling in, your teacher behaviors. You may want to review your payments. Once a month, about 3 hours. Guys, and this is how you work 4 to 6 hours a day, because you're not trying to do everything at one time. Those of you who are working 10, 12 hours a day is because you don't have a set time to do set things. But we can fix it. We can fix it. So you also want to meet quarterly, and this may be a whole day's meeting. And these are the things I think you should go over. And then you should have a yearly meeting. I do a yearly meeting with my staff, our staff retreat. And a part of that is a meeting, and a part of that is training. And I also do a yearly meeting with myself. And I take myself on a trip and I write it off. It's a business expense. I take myself somewhere nice. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I get myself the nicest suite. And I get room service. I get myself a budget. I let my CPA know what's going on and what we're doing. And that's that. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Darby. I appreciate that. So you need to make sure that you have this meeting cadence. But the meeting that we're going to wrap up with tonight, and I'm going to give you our third keyword right after this slide, so get ready for it, is your weekly meeting. So I really do want you guys to get out a calendar for April, and I want you to see when are your staff meetings are going to be, and when is your monthly meeting going to be for at least April, May, and June, at least for second quarter. I try to do my staff meetings on the same day. Crosby, we do staff meetings on Tuesday. Baytown, we do staff meetings on Wednesday. I meet with my admin on Monday and Friday. And me and my admin team, we do a 10 o'clock Zoom huddle every day. Every day. After close out every day. I want to know your numbers. I want to know your counts. I want to know your staff issues. I want to know if you had any problems on the bus. And there are some questions that they answer. And then at the end of the week, if you're in the membership, you already have it. They do a Friday report. And now it's due on Thursday because Friday wasn't working. So they asked me could they do it on Thursday because they also shut down food service on Friday. So they already know this is our set time. Don't call me outside of that time if it's not an emergency. What are you calling me for? We just talked at 10. So at 10 o'clock, that was your set time. After the stock market is open, an hour and a half. Y'all know I love my stocks and my options. So I set that time for me. They're not cooking lunch. They're not serving lunch. Nobody's at the door. You can meet with me for 10 minutes at 10. That's our thing, 10 minutes at 10. Let's do it. But then on Mondays and Fridays, they know that we're going to meet at 1 o'clock. And we're going to meet for about an hour. I don't meet with the staff anymore on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They meet with their staff on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I approve their agenda on Friday. That's a part of their Thursday check-in. What are you meeting with your team about next week? And in the boot camp that we're going to have, I'm going to show you how you can disseminate all of that to someone else. Because I don't want you working super hard. I don't. Okay, so this is the breakdown for our meeting. You can use this for a staff meeting. You can use this for a staff meeting. You can also use this for an admin meeting, but this is literally for just a 60-minute meeting. This is not for a monthly meeting, right? And this is the first one that you probably need to do. Our third keyword is weekly. Our third keyword is weekly. Our third keyword is weekly. For those of you who want to win the prize tonight, you can drop those keywords in our messenger for Childcare Millionaires. You can drop it in our messenger for Childcare Millionaires. So this is the flow. Oh, let me give the keyword one time. Weekly. Weekly. So this is the flow of our 60-minute meetings. The first thing we do is we address everyone. We say hello. We do an opening. And we tell everyone, how was your day? Or we'll give a guiding question. We keep it brief. 5 minutes if it's administrators. 10 minutes if it's more than that. Thank you, Melinda. Hey, you're gonna get it, Kim. That's what we're here for. Dang right. So we keep it brief. You don't want to start a meeting with someone in the corner sniffling and crying and you're like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. No. So you don't go into a meeting without addressing people. You just address them real quick. Nothing long. Just address them real quick, right? The next thing we do is we do key performance indicators. If I'm talking to my administrators, I'm doing company key performance indicators. If I'm talking to my teachers, I may have given them 3 goals for the quarter, and we're only talking about that. I may give them, hey, what site word are you on? What lesson are you on? Did you send out? How many bright wheel messages have you sent? Whatever key performance indicators. How many students? All of that. If somebody said, I need this in my life, good, it's in your challenge pack. I love it. And so we're talking about goals. Like we had a goal of having every class at ratio. So one of the things we talk about at every meeting is your class at full capacity, right? Because I tell them a full school means a full check. If you want a full check, we need a full school. So we go over enrollment every time. This also keeps them from being upset about getting a new student. All right. So when they get new students, we celebrate it and we talk about it. That's one of the key performance indicators. We also go over, was their lesson plan on time, blah, blah, blah. And right now, one of our key performance indicators for our teachers is communication with parents. How many messages? So I'm asking them, did you send out at least 3 parent messages this week? Did you send out at least 3 pictures of your kids this week? I'm asking that. I'm asking them what kids turned in homework. I want to know, right? Well, now their directors are asking them, right? For the key performance indicators for directors, it's going to be a board about management. And then number 3, we're going to go over glows and grows. We're going to talk about what is going well at the campus. We're going to talk about what's not going well and if they have any concerns. Now, if I can handle that concern at that time, I will. But if not, I will say, you know what, we're going to put this on our monthly meeting, or we're going to move this to our training for next week or to our meeting for next week. So it doesn't matter to me if I'm doing a training or a meeting. I do those 3 things first. Then number 4, we're either going to meet about something or I'm going to train about something. So we do a meeting once a week where we're just giving out information once a month. Normally the first meeting of the month and the last meeting of the month, we're giving information. Week 2 and week 3, we're actually training. Like we're training on something. And we try to keep it down to 20 minutes because we try to do it during nap time. But number 5, and this is the part that a lot of us miss, is we go over next steps. We chart our decisions, right? We talk about our timeline and we set expectations. And the last 3 things I say, what do we decide? What are our actions? And what is our cascading message? So our message may look like our lesson plans are due on Thursday and we are doing Dr. Seuss thing. That is our cascading message. It's not, what she say we doing next week? Whatever our cascading message is something that everybody needs to be able to communicate. And we go around and we say that message. Like, whatever we determine, we say that message. And this is why we don't have a lot of like double talking and meetings after the meeting. Because I'm going to go over these 3 things with every single person. I want to know, hey, are you clear on the decisions that we decided today? And we got chart paper on the wall. We decided that we were going to do A, B, C, and D, right? Or if it's a training, we decided that we're going to have 4 centers in our room. Did you get that decision? Cool. Next thing, what's our actions? Our actions is we're going to have these centers set up by what date? All right. What do you need? Good. And then our cascading message may be a summation of that. We're going to set up new centers in our classroom monthly, and they're going to be set up by the 28th of every month for the next month. Bam. There you go. And for us, Julie said, I would love to squeeze these meetings in. For us, we have made it a part of our culture because we take care of 230 students between our 2 campuses. And at our peak, 30 employees. Now, right now, we're at about 160 students and about 20 employees. But when you're managing that many people, I don't have time to have individual conversations with everyone. And so this is why it's so important for me to meet our meeting cadence. And for us, I'm going to go back to it real quick. Daily huddles for our admin team. I'm going to try to make it bigger so you can see it better. Daily huddles for our admin team. We do 10 minutes at 10 a.m. And if they need to do a daily huddle, they do it at lunch and they do it at around 11 or 11:15 as the kids are crossing over. Our building is so where we can do a huddle with everyone. So our building used to be a church. So we all nap in the old sanctuary and it's big enough, or we can meet in the cafeteria. Then weekly, we have weekly meetings. Then we have a monthly meeting. Normally this is just with admin, but every quarter we have a monthly meeting. It's actually a monthly training with our staff, but we only do them every quarter and it's a Saturday training and they do get paid for it. Then we have a quarterly meeting. I do one by myself and I do one with the administrators where we reset the goals. And then we have a yearly meeting. The yearly meeting for the staff looks like a staff retreat, and they get all 24 of their clock hours that they need for training. But me and the administrators, we meet before that retreat, And then I also, before I ever meet with the administrators, I meet with myself. Me and my husband normally meet as well. I meet with myself to kind of digest what I want to see happening. So for me, it's about making sure that our communication brings clarity and not confusion. So if you're already meeting with your staff, the question is why are we still like in confusion, or why is it still toxic? And if it's not still toxic, keep doing what you're doing. But more than anything, I want you to bring more clarity. Another thing, as we start bringing on more staff and we start bringing on more managers, clarity is important. Because if you don't have clarity, the new managers are just going to have their own way. And there should be a way about your childcare center. Everybody drop your childcare center's name in the chat. So you should have the Imagine Me Academy way. This is the way we greet parents. This is the way, this is our philosophy about the food that we feed our kids. This is the way that we talk to one another. This is the way, and as you have those weekly meetings, right, your culture is going to improve, your staff communication is going to improve, and you're going to be able to identify the people that are not on your team. They're on your payroll, but they're not on your team. See, some of y'all have people on your payroll, but those people are not on your team. So you're going to be able to identify if they're doing the Brady Bunch way, if they're doing the Jupiter Learning Academy way, if they're doing the Grow With Me way, if they're doing the Jupiter Kids way. It's your job. For the people who are not doing it, it's your job to remove them. Because why have someone on your payroll if they're not on your team? Why do that? Now, I know that we have to keep ratio. Me and my husband have this conversation all the time. But if you see that someone is consistently not following your rules, they're consistently destroying your business from the inside out, you need to fire them in your mind and start replacing them. But they're fired in my mind. The whole 2 weeks I'm onboarding somebody else. You fired in my mind. In my mind, I'm like, good morning. That's why I'm not even mad at you. I'm still going to coach you to excellence because you're taking care of my kids. But what I'm not going to do is allow you to be on my payroll and you're not on my team. And Lori said it great. You got to go. you just got to go. And I don't mind helping someone grow. But what I do mind is when you are reluctant and you are refusing to do the right thing. And that refusal is causing us to not give quality care. That refusal is causing us to lose kids. So I can't have you on my payroll if you're not on my team. And for me, that's why we meet the way we meet. So we can function in clarity and not in confusion and chaos. So here's your homework for tonight. You can earn 2 badges. The first badge is, oh goodness. I don't know if y'all know, but I just can't take it. Okay. I'm going to need to fix this. I'll fix it later. But I'll tell you, the 2 badges are going to be Heroes Meet. And the other badge is going to be Agenda Created. So the 2 things I want you to do, I'm going to actually delete this because it's going to bother me. Delete. And I will actually post it in the group. The 2 things that I want you to do. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to decide, when are you going to meet? Weekly? When are you going to have your monthly meeting for May? And when are you going to have your quarterly meeting for the second quarter? I want to know. I want to know. The second thing you can do for the second batch is I want you to create your agenda for your next meeting. Decide what you're going to train on or what you're going to meet on. You don't have to do both. But what are you going to put in this 20-minute block? What are you going to put here? Let me go back to this one. What are you going to put in number 4? That's what I want to know. And then I want you to choose some goals that you can share with your team. You may already have some, but we try not to have, we have 33 KPIs for our company, but we only review about 5 of those with the administrators all the time. And we have about 4 for the teachers. So we're not reviewing our whole annual plan, just the 4 key things or 3 key things that you want people working on this month or this quarter. So that's the way you can earn your 2 badges for tonight. Decide your meetings, put it on the calendar. And then the other thing that you're going to do after you decide your meetings is you are going to actually create your next agenda. That's your homework for tonight. I would super love to see you host a meeting this week and tell us how did it go with the new format. We've been using this format for a little over 2 years, and we found that it's really great for us. Angie Barnes, I got your email about your challenge pack, but you are also one of our winners tonight. So give me a second and we will look it up and we will try to get it to you as expeditiously as possible. But congratulations, you are one of our winners tonight. Are you still on? Are you still on? All right. And our second winner for tonight is Ebony Star. Ebony Star. Ebony Star, are you still on? So, you have to go out of. Okay, I'm not sure who Key to You is. Okay, but our 2 winners for tonight is Angie and Ebony Star. Angie texted me. She says, yes, I'm on. Okay, cool. So, and I will get you your packet tonight. So, guys, I'm so sincerely grateful that you guys joined us for tonight. On tomorrow, day 3, we're going to be talking about how to create some leaders. Day 4, we're talking about onboarding new teachers in particular. And day 5, we're talking about how do you really observe your staff to make sure that you're getting the most out of them every single day. On Friday, you guys, everybody who bought a challenge pack, you will also get an email with 2 Word documents of the interview questions and also of the observation tool that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, because I want you to be able to change it, rearrange it to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. Also, on tomorrow, I'll be telling you guys a little bit more about our Super Staff Bootcamp. I'm going to just tell you the bonus to the Super Staff Bootcamp. I'm going to do a training for all of your centers. Those of you who join the bootcamp, it's going to be over, I think we're going to end May 1st. But we're going to meet and we're going to end with the finale with a training for your staff. You will be able to get staff hours for your staff as a part of the boot camp. You will also be able to get 20 hours for yourself in the boot camp. So we'll be talking about it tomorrow. And I'm ready. I'm ready. Keisha said, bring it. I'm ready to help you implement the things that you're learning. Because a lot of times we learn things and we don't implement them. So I definitely want to implement. Yes, Kim, you can watch last night. If you go to the page We will keep all the videos up until next Monday. On next Monday, we'll take all of the videos down, and they will only be for our members that are in our membership. Keisha asked, will those staff hours work in South Carolina? I've never had any problem with anybody using our hours, but I will not tell you that I know the regulations for all 50 states. But I can tell you that I am licensed to give continuing education hours. I've never had one person say, oh, no one won't let me use these hours. They'll actually be able to print out a certificate. Same thing for you, Leslie. They'll be able to print out a certificate. They'll have a link to join. They'll have a link to print out their certificate, but they will have to show up to get that certificate. So for all of you who are asking me about independent states, it's just like you going to any other national training. So the Childcare Millionaire Association gives out the certificate. I always put my director's number and my master's degree information on there. I've never had anybody ever say, oh, we couldn't use these hours, but you're welcome to ask. For Texas, any director can give hours. Yeah, I've never had a problem with that. And many of you guys have used hours for your state that I've given out. Yes, they will have a certificate. Sheila, I will tell you guys tomorrow. And members, I'm taking care of you guys. You guys will have a special code. Because we are opening it up to your teachers, there is a cost involved, but members, your cost is about 75% of the VIP cost, and you get all of the VIP perks. So you get like 75% off. Because I take care of my members. I would say if you're not a member, don't join the membership tonight, because I priced it in such a way that you're still going to benefit and you're going to get access to the membership with the boot camp. Yay. Okay, Key, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Also, I'm going to tell you how you can get a free ticket to the retreat. So don't buy anything tonight. Wait until tomorrow. And because I know on Thursday and Friday is the end of the week and people tend to start dropping off. So I'm going to tell you about the boot camp, how you can earn 20 hours as a director, how each of your staff members can earn 3 hours, and how you're going to leave with a plan. I have an HR director coming in to talk to you guys. I have someone that specializes in staffing coming to talk to you guys. We're going to be doing a personality assessment, all of those good things, so we can learn how to better communicate with our staff. And then at the end of the training, before we do our last session, we're going to invite your staff, to a training where they can earn hours and they can learn better ways to help you in your business by getting some of those soft professional skills. And we're going to choose 3 topics over the 3 hours, so that way they can get some classroom hours, as well as some of those soft skills about how they can really be more effective in your center. All right. Well, I've said too much, but not enough. So who's coming back tomorrow? Tomorrow is hump day. Don't let hump day get you down. I'll be here at 7:30. I went over tonight because we had some tech issues. Please forgive me. Tomorrow we will stay with our hour and 15 minutes like we did on yesterday. Thank you so much for you guys coming. If you need me, inbox me and I will make sure that I get anything answered to you. Normally I try to answer between now and 8 o'clock in the morning, and so we can get everything squared away. So you guys know the deal. Post your badges in the group. And make sure that you also come back tomorrow for day 3, when we're going to talk about finding the leaders that's already in your center and how do you promote them so you don't have to run yourself into the ground. So I will see you guys soon, but I'll definitely see you at the bank. It's your girl B Wood signing off. Thank you guys for being with us tonight. I'll see you tomorrow.